in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, News Gaon Se, Malnadu TV, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today our topic is role of youth in time management. काल चक्र चलता है प्रतिपल, थमने का यह नाम न लेता, समय प्रबंधन जिसका जैसा, उसको वैसा अंजाम है देता. This small and short poem was written by Mr. Paramatmanand Pandey Matwala, President Utho Jago Foundation, a journalist and a farmer, especially for today's program. Thank you very much, Mr. Paramatmanand Pandey, for written such a beautiful poem for the today's program. All time management begins with planning. Time is not the main thing, it is the only thing. Until we can manage time, we can manage nothing else. Time management is the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities, especially to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. It involves a juggling act of various demands upon a person relating to work, social life, family, hobbies, personal interests, and commitments with the finiteness of time. Using time effectively gives the person choice of spending or managing activities at their own time and expediency. Time management may be aided by a range of skills, tools, and techniques used to manage time when accomplishing specific tasks, projects, and goals, complying with a due date. Initially, time management referred to just business or work activities, but eventually the term broadened to include personal activities as well. A time management system is a design combination of processes, tools, techniques, and methods. Time management is usually a necessity in any project management as it determines the project completion, time, and scope. It is also important to understand that both technical and structural differences in time management exist due to variations in cultural concepts of time. Time management refers to the way that you organize and plan how long you spend on specific activities. It may seem counterintuitive to dedicate precious time to learning about time management instead of using it to get on with your work, but the benefits are enormous, such as greater productivity and efficiency, a better professional reputation, less stress, increased opportunities for advancement, greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. The saying "time is money" first appeared in the essay Advice to a Young Tradesman by Benjamin Franklin, pointing out every moment spent in laziness comes with a price. In Chinese culture, there is also a saying that translates to "an inch of time is equal to an inch of gold, but an inch of gold can't buy you an inch of time." Around the world, adages encourages us to not waste time and work hard, stem centuries and generations, that is, to a point. Working non-stop to maximize tasks completed is not sustainable at all. In fact, studies have shown working long hours increases the risk of depression and heart diseases. Without a doubt, it is important for us to learn how to maximize effort, but at the same time, live a happy and balanced life. It is indeed essential for us to acknowledge the importance of time management, but it is equally, if not more important, for us to understand why time management is important. To be concise, the following are a few of the many reasons you should master your time management skills. Productivity, happiness. Being productive is indeed important, but to balance out all the work you do, you need to arrange your time in a way that contains a variety of activities that are good for yourself physically and mentally. Time management is truly a pivotal factor to happiness. Competitiveness, job market has been constantly changing, but one thing that is timeless is that employers are looking for people with time management skills. To help yourself survive in the ever-changing world, you should equip yourself with time management skills. The cosmos cosmo lifestyle that the millennial generation is leading has forced them to manage multiple tasks in the limited time. Over the years, jobs have become overly demanding, whilst at the same time, one needs to devote sufficient time to his or her friends, families, and hobbies. In order to manage multiple tasks at hand, time management becomes inevitable. Many a times we jostle with the mammoth task of prioritizing multiple things that need to be accomplished in limited time. In such situations, it is important to prioritize and complete the activity that holds maximum importance at the one that seem most difficult. As rightly said, eat the frog in the morning, which means if you have a list of tasks to be accomplished in a day, then start with the one that you find most cumbersome and just wrap it up so that you can focus on other important tasks. For example, one fine day you reach office and you know that there is a meeting that you need to conduct with your subordinates in order to explain to them certain plans of action that holds utmost importance. In such a scenario, it is wise to prioritize this as soon as you reach office so that for the rest of the day, you can plan and execute other things. With a stress-free mind, such practice would eventually boost your productivity in the long run. Another critical thing to remember is that you should estimate wisely time required to complete a particular task and accordingly allocate sufficient number of hours or days to it. Just make sure to not allocate extra time to any task that is not very important. This way you can keep a check on your productivity as well as figure out ways to enhance it. A key hack to time management is planning. If majority of your time goes in planning, execution becomes a cakewalk. Plan for the things you have to do a day in advance. Every night when you go to bed, just devote 10 to 15 minutes in planning the task for the next day. It will give you a better idea of the things that are of high priority and the time that they require, as well as the ones that can be pushed a little ahead. This way, you will not waste your time in struggling with the task of prioritizing your day's activity, and you can eventually make the most of your time. Apart from enhancing your productivity, time management saves you from devoting unnecessary time to any particular task which might hamper other tasks in the pipeline. And to discuss today's topic, the role of youth in time management, we have 7 vibrant youths with us, and we have the chief guest of today's program. And first, I would like to invite and introduce the chief guest of today's program, and she is Dr. Arundhati Govind Hoskere. Dr. Arundhati is MSc Zoology, MEd, MA English Literature, PhD in Education, NDHS, ATCL, and Diploma in Communication Skills. Dr. Arundhati is an eminent educationist for the past 35 years, with 21 years in the leadership role as a principal, director, and management representative of reputed Cambridge International School and IB World Schools. Dr. Arundhati is a multifaceted, multitasking trained in international curriculum, pedagogy, and leadership. She is a motivational speaker, trainer, a freelance journalist whose articles have appeared in international newspapers. She authored 2 books which are available on Amazon. She has published more than a dozen research articles and papers in national and international ISBN and ISSN journals. She is a multilingualist who fluently converses in 10 languages. Her voice is recorded for UNO Charter in 3 languages and is available on UNO official website. She is a trained classical singer, a self-taught visual artist, a poetess who has been felicitated in Malaysia and Sri Lanka for poetry. She is a keynote speaker, panelist, and a moderator for many national international conferences. She is an avid traveler who has visited 21 countries. Dr. Arundhati has received many awards, accolades on national, international platforms. Welcome, Dr. Arundhati, on our show. Dr. Arundhati, today's topic is role of youth in time management. And as everybody knows, the toughest thing is the time management. And especially for a young or a youth. So we would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Dr. Arundhati, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goel, for the warm introduction. And it's always a pleasure to come on your show because you pick up very sensitive topics and your introduction to the topic also is fabulous to set the ball rolling. So today's topic, without any further ado, I'd like to go ahead with time management. What is the topic for the day? Just a moment. All right. Before we understand what is time management, let us understand what is time. See, time in physics is defined by its measurement. Okay. Time is what a clock reads. The common man would say, what is time? Time is what a clock reads. In classical physics, what is time? Time is a scalar quantity. It is a fundamental quantity. Very important. The most important quantity for calculating so many things like speed, acceleration, length of the day, and so on. That is the significance of time, scientifically talking. Now, sometimes what happens is we come across people who are always achieving so many things. They are everywhere, but they are doing the work efficiently. They are pursuing their hobbies. Then, we can't sit and wonder, we can't help sitting and wonder, oh my God, why this is, this woman or this man is able to do so many things. So the first thing what comes to the mind is, oh, he or she may be having less responsibility at home. Oh, they must be having a lot of money. Oh, household work may be, nothing for them because they may be having 4 or 5 servants. So, or maybe her life is very smooth, running on very smooth wheels. These are the common perceptions, I would say, but all of them are right, all of them are wrong also. See, whatever I said, support your family, your money, and your helping hands, everything is required, or less stress at home. Everything contributes to time management, but that's not the only factor. So what is most important is these people are managing their life well. How are they managing their life well? Because they are managing their time well. So this leads to the concept of time management. Now, what actually is time management? Mr. Goel already has given few very useful tips. But to define time management, it is the process of organizing, planning, how to divide your chunk of time between specific activities. Okay, so this will help you to work smarter and not harder. Now, what do I mean by that? We'll come to know a little later what is smart work and what is hard work. This means achieve more in less time. So this is time management. That is the key of time management. So failing in time management actually damages the effectiveness of whatever you're doing personally, professionally, whatever, and it causes a lot of stress. And sometimes, what happens is, I have seen so many people grumbling. Oh my goodness, I got up 2 hours early. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that, but nothing happened. Ultimately, I had to get late and I had to rush to work. These are the common things we observe around. Sometimes we may also face these things. So everybody feels there is not enough time on the day. However much I do, but I run out of time. Now, why this is happening? Just think of it. The achievers or people who are doing so many things, they also have got 24 hours of a clock. And we also have the same thing. God has not created separate clocks. Okay, Arundhati, you take 48 hours per day, and then somebody else take only 10 hours in a day, somebody take 24. No, See, I can do best is, suppose now it is 10:40 to 45 it is getting. I don't like this time. I want to go back. I want to call it as just 8 o'clock in the morning. I can do it by rewinding my watch or a clock. I can do it. But is the time going to wait for me? The time is still going to be 10:45. It is going to proceed further. So please understand, time is the only quantity that cannot be stored for future. You will have to utilize it right now. If you lose it, you have lost it forever. That is the beauty of time. So that is why time is called Adi, Ananta, like it doesn't have end, it doesn't have beginning, and it is going on and on and on. So that is how we need to get conscious of time. So actually, again, all this answer comes to the fact that highest achievers know how to manage their time very well. That is why maybe there is a saying, time and tide wait for no man. Yes, that is very true. But we can harness time, we can utilize time. Nobody has told us that don't use the time. So we are going to see one by one what are the techniques for management, because about other things and what damages it can cause, how it is important, everything Mr. Goyal has already set a tone to the entire topic. So let me understand, like, being busy isn't same as being effective. We see so many people being busy. They are, crude workers. They are not smart workers. They work hard, but they don't know how to manage their time well. So now when I talk of time management, is it only at the office or a workplace or a student when he is studying? No, in each and every aspect of our life. Right from morning, if a lady is going to go to the kitchen before leaving for work, what all she has to do? Or even if she has to manage the servants, what task must be given? So that is time management. You employ a lady for helping hand. You tell them, okay, you do this, you do this. They will do according to their vision or whatever they understand. You have to talk it out for them. Tuck, tuck, tuck. After this, then it will do. So everywhere, time management skills will over. Now, first thing is making and following a task schedule. This reduces anxiety. I'm talking from personal experience. I'm not reading from Google and explaining. I have been doing so many things, and of course, I would say to the much of satisfaction of mine, it means I've been efficient in my own eyes. That way I'm handling. So making the task schedule really, really reduces anxiety. It's a part of my personality. Before going to bed, I write down what I have to do next day. Maybe simple thing like, I want to anything like you want to do, or any instruction you want to give to anybody, or before you reach office what you want to do, after you reach office what you want to do, all those things I write down. And even at office, like before I would sign off and come home, I would take half an hour to write that day's report, what I did, and reflect where I lost time or what I did, or where I could have been efficient, or where I could have been more sensitive with people. It's a complete reflection. And then next 15 minutes we'll go in prioritizing next day's work. Okay, this I'm going to do. That really, really helps. And what happens is when you make a list, make it a point. Just don't put it somewhere and then, go on doing. Then it becomes meaningless. You have to have that checklist with you, what you did. Like, as soon as you do a particular task, go on ticking. That gives you empowerment. You will be surprised to know, oh my goodness, I've been able to do so many things. Sometimes we work so much, but we don't even realize what all we have done. So the checklist method really, really helps. And this will actually, you will see that you are making a tangible progress. That is the beauty of it. This helps to avoid the feeling of being stressed out, and a kind of stress relief you will get, and you will get a lot of time on hand. Now see how the chain begins. Because you have more time on hand now and you are stress free, you get that extra time to manage your daily life, and you could spend that time on your hobbies and personal pursuits. Okay, so more opportunities will come as you have more time and you have ability to realize your goals and need to set goals correctly. Now before I get into goal setting, now personal pursuits and hobby is a very important aspect for everybody. You are a student, you are working, or you're a small child, anybody. That actually gives you a feeling of elation and feeling of completion. So whatever kind of hobby, if you are, if you can't sing, you can listen to music. That is also a hobby. Or, try to paint something, or, playing a keyboard or anything, or even going and playing out for 15 minutes. So anything could be a hobby. Like, even some people make gymming now. The actually gymming is not seen as a hobby. It is only for developing 6 packs and 8 packs. Then that doesn't become a hobby. So you have to understand, like, to have that stress relief, that's very good thing. Now I spoke about you need to set goals for everything. Now setting goals means actually you have to understand the goals should be achievable and measurable. So you have to use a smart method of setting goals. I'm sure you people have heard of SMART. Smart means S stands for specific, M for measurable, then A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for timely. So the SMART goals. Now, what is the meaning of achievable and measurable? Sometimes people have big dreams, but they don't set goals. Now, say today I set a goal. I want to become super rich. Fine, that could be a goal, but that's a very generic goal. You have to put something which is measurable. How do you measure your effort? How do you achieve it? So for achieving, then again, we have micro goals. Macro goals will convert into micro goals. So we have to have them systematic planning. Or if you want to say, no, I want to top the university, that is my goal. It is achievable for anybody who is ready to put in. There are so many factors involved. I'm not going to discuss the factors. See, again, I don't believe, oh, she's lucky. Actually, I'm more intelligent than that person, but that person gets recognition and he gets so many marks and I'm not getting. Poor me, my luck is bad. Stop all that conversation. No negative conversation. Every human being is born with equal, potential. But only thing is how we get shaped up in the environment and how we utilize our potential makes matter. See, your friend may take to understand a tough physics topic. They may take 2 hours to understand. You may take 4 hours. You may take 8 hours. But be persistent. Continuously, you be after that, and you will be able to achieve. So that is what I mean by achievable goal or a measurable goal. And as I said, I want to get rich, but how am I going to get rich? For that, I'll have to develop certain skill set. So how much time I'm going to get for each skill, and where am I going to work? How proficiently I'm going to work, and how I'm going to prove myself to my company. What is my next step now? Am I going to grow in the same organization, or am I feeling stagnated, or do I want to go anywhere? But see, one thing, wherever you're working, take a complete ownership. That is the mantra of success. Nothing. It is not difficult at all. See, as long as we go to a workplace saying that, okay, this is his company or her institution or his school, then we will not be able to contribute completely. Because we are going there as paid employees. We'll just do the work. 10 to 5 becomes a job. Everything what you take, make it a profession. Not just a profession, make it your own passion. I have to do it because I am enjoying. See, when you put yourself in the center, I am working to the best of ability to satisfy myself and to feel good about the whole thing. And I want to prove it to myself. You should be, I always tell the youth whenever I meet, and even the teachers, I conduct a lot of training programs. My first thing what I tell is, whenever you want to do, you be your own competition. Don't try to please XYZ. They're all external factors. The day you realize you challenge yourself to become better by each day, you will be unstoppable. Trust me when I say this. Then next thing comes prioritization. This is very, very important as far as your time management is concerned. Now, what do I mean by prioritization? See, there are certain things which are important and urgent, which you yourself have to do it right away. So say, for example, if you're going to appear for an examination, it is you who is going to study, and you who is going to master, and you are going to manage, and you are going to remember, you're going to work hard. That's urgent also, and that is important also. Or if you're a team lead, or you're a head of the institution, whatever, like wherever your role is, you're going to conduct a meeting on important topic. You cannot be saying your assistant, okay, go and conduct it. I am coming and giving final talk. Then you're failing in your duty. So you need to sit and talk out and plan. And that is urgent also. That's important also to take a crucial meeting. So that is one thing. Second thing is, some things are important, but not urgent. Now, what do I mean by this? Suppose you have to send a email to a vendor, or, you have to talk or communicate something to a vendor. This is urgent, but you are stuck up with something else, or your time is valuable, you have to use it somewhere else. In that case, you delegate this work. Okay, so you try to understand, and okay, you tell your assistant, send this message so that it will go away. So urgent and not important to please delegate. You just don't get into that at all. So the last thing is not urgent and not important, and then you just forget about it. You could actually delete them from your checklist. They are not needed. So you should be very smart about prioritization. And also setting a time limit to complete a task is very, very important. I see people having big dreams. No, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm writing a book and I have to finish it and this and that. But ask them after 6 months, you meet them and ask, did you start? Oh no, actually I have not started because I got so much of other things to do. It means you will know. Then I won't ask those people because they are poor in time management. They don't have sense of time. See, one thing, I'll be going little spiritual and philosophical in that aspect. The day we realize that actually each and every minute we are nearing our death. I'm not talking anything negative. This is the reality of life. All of us have come with limited number of breaths. We don't know when is our last breath going to go out of the body, and we are done. So if you have this awareness, then you have no time to waste, because there's so much to achieve. If you talk of knowledge also, there's so much to learn, so much to understand. Where is the time? So you minimize on all the negative activities or all the unimportant tasks, cut them down and focus on yourself, because ultimately when the soul travels to the next dimension, what we carry with us is only the knowledge and our good deeds, nothing else. All the materialistic, everything remains over here. All right. So for any task you want to take up, please set up a time limit. Even if you want to study one particular chapter, okay, I have to finish it, learning this by 3 hours or 4 hours. Continuously, it will not happen. That also I'll be talking in between. You require breaks. So what you have to do is you have to set that time. Sometimes I agree, you will not be able to complete the task. Maybe you couldn't understand, or maybe so many times you are doing, your mind is fatigued. Fair enough, you can extend the time. But that having that time, sense of time limit, gives us an empowerment, gives us an urge to complete and run that extra mile, put in that small little extra effort. Because in Olympic Games and all that, who is a good player and who is not a good player? You mean to say that the one who got the gold medal is the only good one and others are not? Just understand that there is of course, all other factors are there. I don't deny there is a lot of preparation involved, a bit of luck also, everything is fine. But a person who did not get anything may be just lagging behind by 3 or 4 seconds. You mean to say he's not a good athlete? Of course he is. See, again, the time management comes. So you should get conscious of time. Why I'm telling all this is to recognize the potential problem before they arise. This will be your quality once you master this time management. So set a time limit. Then second thing is take a small break in between the tasks. Human mind, actually speaking, we cannot concentrate at any task for more than 20-25 minutes if we talk psychologically. So taking a break is not going on WhatsApp or Facebook and chatting. No, if you're studying or if you're doing any task, why always we think students have to manage time? Everybody, whoever is doing your office task or whatever, working people. So if you're on an important task, in between, just take a break. This break could be of 1 minute, 20-25 minutes you did, and you just close your eyes and sit back for 30 seconds, or, look around. There is a window in your room, you look for greenery. Otherwise, you put some green charts or some nice pictures, good thoughts. You just, distract your attention for, then again pull back. And going back to internet surfing, going back to your WhatsApp messages, Instagram is not actually a break. You will be burdening. So understand the difference between that. And the next thing is you need to learn to organize yourself. Now, what do I mean by this? Organize means actually you should have a planner, right? So your task, I told you, put a time limit. If I put time limit 3 hours, I want to do this particular task. When are you going to do it? Are you going to do it today? Or are you going to go do it at a month end last week? Or are you going to do it on Sunday, tomorrow, whatever? So that requires your calendar. So first prepare your long-term time management. Write down the deadlines for whatever projects you're taking or tasks you're taking, whether they're personal or professional or, whatever. and completing the overall project. Then think about which days might be best to dedicate for these specific tasks. Okay, suppose like you might need to plan a meeting to discuss a cash flow, but if you are putting it on any day, if your CFO is not available, that meaning is going to be that meeting is going to be meaningless, right? So what you will do, you will have to see the availability of the right people for that meeting, so that at one stretch the meeting can get over, some solution we come to. I've seen some people, like taking meetings after meetings after meetings, but no natija, nothing works out for them. They just enjoy calling all the people and surrounding them, and then sitting and talking slowly and just conducting the meeting. Okay, we will decide in the next meeting, because there is no focus. They have not made an agenda, and they are not clear about what they want to convey. Too many meetings on one topic. I say the leader is unable to handle the situation. The leader is not able to plan and chalk out his agenda. That is what is my reading. I may be right or I may be wrong. But whenever I have taken a meeting, 1 to 2 meetings, most of the time, because I used to involve people. I still believe in empowering our teammates and involving everybody and taking the right decision, whatever we can, till it goes to the next level. That is my style of management. Everybody has their own style of management. But that is one more thing. So you need to organize yourself completely for that. Then, remove non-essential, tasks, I would say. Now, what do I mean by non-essential talks? First thing is control your time on media. Most of the time, what we do is we keep on surfing, and we lose track of time. Continuously we are going on seeing, okay, what is happening, what is this. And if you curtail your time on the social media, trust me, I am everywhere. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, everywhere I am there. But I manage my time. Emails, what you do is you dedicate some particular time of the day. Evening 5 to 6, I'm going to see my emails and answer all the mails, until and unless they're official and urgent mails. And my social media time, 6 to 7, when I'm traveling back home, that is my time. Okay, I am going to check out all my messages and reply and everything. So like that, systematically you can do. So every day you plan ahead and then do, you get a clear idea of what you need in life. There is actually in management, I don't know if you have heard or if any of you are students of management, there is in management theory, we have something called as 80-20 rule. It was propounded by Italian economist and a social scientist, Wilfredo Pareto. This is also called as Pareto principle. What he says is roughly 80% of our effects come from 20% of the causes. So it's an uneven distribution that can be found in countless situations in life, in business situation, in personal life, or whatever. So to tell it very quickly, 80% of our decision in a meeting comes from 20% of the time. It means we are wasting so much of time. We have to be aware of that. And if there is a problem in your computer, fixing that 20% of the most reported bugs eliminates 80% of the related errors and crashes. So another thing very interesting, I'll tell you, you always wear 20% of your clothes out of 80% of the time, because by some reason you look good, or what, that gives a fascination. So being aware of the Pareto principle really can immensely help you in prioritizing your task and managing your time well. I think my time is up. I put a timer. So thank you, Mr. Goyal, again. And if you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arundhati, for managing your time very nicely. I was just keeping a tab that how you are going to manage the time, but you have managed your time very nicely. And what Dr. Arundhati has mentioned in her opening remarks are very, very clear, that the time management is very, very important for anyone, whether he or she is a student or a businessman or an employee. Because if unless you will not have a time management, you will never succeed. And she has elaborated each and everything. I need not to repeat. But one interesting point which she has mentioned is about the clothing, that if a person will see that only 20% of the clothes he or she is wearing for 80% of the time. Yes, you are right. I was just thinking about myself, and I realized that what has been said by the Italian that economist is correct, and that's what you have repeated. So it's a learning thing. Every day you are learning many new things, and I'm sure that today's what Dr. Arundhati has mentioned is a very learning experience. Not only those youth who are attending our program today physically, but virtually rather, but those who are watching this program wherever they are watching through the media channels. Thank you very much, Dr. Arundhati, for giving your very vibrant and very encouraging, motivational views. I'm sure all are benefited with this. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my youth guest. First, I would like to invite Mr. Latesh Santha. Mr. Latesh, you have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati. Now,
Yes,
we
sir.
would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Mr. Latesh Santha, please.
Yeah, I'm Latish Santa from University College, Bangalore, and I'm studying in first year BA. That journalism student. I also. I want to say something about time management. Role of youth in time management. I think it is a most important and relevant subject to today's world, and especially for India. India is a vast country which has more than 130 plus crore of population, 130 crore plus population, which has 65 above 65% of the youth population. I think below the 35 years of age, India has a 65% plus below 35 years of age population. But still, India is an underdeveloping country or a developing country. How it is? How can it possible? With these level of youth population, India is still underdeveloping or developing country. I think it is a I can't even imagine that. We have a greatest thinkers like Swami Vivekananda and Adi Guru Shankaracharya. Swami Vivekananda lived only for 39 years and 6 months, but still he is remembering. We remember him. And Adi Guru Shankaracharya, who lived only for 32 years, but we still remember him also. Adi Guru Shankaracharya wrote numbers of books and traveled all around India in all over India for more than 4 times in by walk in only 32 years in his life. How it is possible? In that he read so many books and wrote commentaries on that. Only in 32 years. Is it thinking or is it possible thing in our present life? I think he is a greatest time manager. He had a greatest thinking of time. He used her or utilized a greatest time. We are living in a competitive world, especially our youths. There's a lot of competitions in every. We have to process by reaching the goals. We have to face the competitions. For that, for the competition, we have to utilize our time. It is a most important thing. We have to utilize our time. Without utilizing the time, we can't reach anything or we can't do anything. I have a 3 types of friends. One who always score 90 plus scores in his exams and like that. And second one who average scorer, and third one who always fail in his exams. My friend who files in his exams, I asked him, how can you file in your exams? How would you file in your exams? And he replied me, I don't have time to read. I don't have time to read. And I shocked. The person who gets 90%, 90 plus percent of marks, he also had 24 hours of time. The person who failed in his exams, he also had the 24 hours of time. But how? How can he fail? According to me, he he don't have time management, or he don't want to utilize his time, or he don't have his specific time management thinking. Only reading books, or only reading the textbooks, or not think it creates, I think it creates only the education is only in, it creates only the breathing robots. It is my opinion, it only creates breathing robots. It is not necessary. We have to create it. According to me, it is a bad, only education, or only the thing we read the book, textbooks on, only concentrating about our education. It is also a bad thing. We have to s- update our skills, and we have to think about ourselves. We have to grid our priority to craft ourselves. We should have a wider thinking about developing ourselves with the available time and great timetable which serves for the betterment of ourselves, uh, as well as for the nation. Absolutely, it is challenging. I know the time management is the greatest challenge. The time management, but it is not impossible. Time management, it is
Please
a
be
very challenge.
brief. Please be brief.
Okay. It is a very challenging, but we have to utilize it. It is not impossible, and we have to manage our times. We have to give time to our families, and we have to concentrate our health, and we by doing yoga or some like that things. We have to think about that things. At last, I want to conclude my words by a sentence. We are the young citizens of India. We are the future of nation. Never be a self-centered person. Live for the society, and as longer mean as for the nation. We have to live for the nation, and our time management have to uh, be for the nation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Latesh. And he emphasized that the time management is very important, even for the students, if because everyone is having 24 hours, and somebody is scoring 90 plus marks, and somebody is scoring even less marks, or even failing in the exams. So what he says rightly, that time management is required even when you are a student. Forget about when you will be coming in management, or you are an employer, you are doing your business. Thank you very much, Mr. Latesh, for giving your views for the time management. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and he is Mr. P. Vamsi Gupta. Mr. P. Vamsi Gupta, please unmute yourself. Mr. P. Vamsi Gupta, you have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati, as well as the earlier youth guest. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Mr.
Yes,
P. Vamsi Gupta, please.
yes. Good morning, sir. My name is Vamsi Gupta. I am currently pursuing MBA in IIM Raipur. And firstly, I would like to thank whole your team for inviting me the second time. And also, I would like to mention your speech regarding the introduction to the time management, and also the techniques what we need to follow by Arundhati ma'am. Uh, to start off, I would like to tell that time management is the most difficult one task to do. But also, I would like to emphasize on the fact that it is simple, but it is not easy to manage time well. And also, time management is not just a task of planning some activities and also executing it. It is much more than that. See, suppose if you have planned a task, so there are some techniques which I'll be talking. Suppose if you have planned a task and you finished it, so it will boost your confidence, so which will be very much beneficial for you to do the next task. So it is like taking a break. See, once you do a math problem, and once you get the exact answer what is expected to be to get, then the feeling which you get is very is it is priceless. So, and to move on, I would like to talk about the advantages of time management. So based on my personal experience, so proper time management is very much required. And also I would like to talk about the to-do list what we make. So I would like to thank ma'am for talking about the smart rules while creating a set of activities, that is to-do list. See, whenever we make a to-do list, it is very much important for us to see whether it is aligning with smart rules or not. Because once we aren't able to do the first task, then we'll have some bad motto. And also as Sir told, we should do the cumbersome tasks earlier, so that the tasks which are interesting will be, we can take much time and enjoy the time we work on. And also in this current competitive and dynamic world, consistency is very much important. So for me, to enter into IIM, I need to write CAT exam, where you do not be very good in particular theoretical concepts, but what is much required over there is consistency. And I learned time management over there, as if you miss the consistency, then there will be significant effect on your results too. So that is very much important, and it helped me in building and to getting the position where I'm right now. And let's talk about the resolutions what we make. So once we say new year is arriving, we'll plan for resolutions, right? Resolutions, I don't say it is very much wrong, but what the problem is, you should have a driving factor. It is not just the date, the January 1st, which you have to start working, or say today is March, this is not March month, and from April 1st I'll start working on some concept or some work. So that should not be the driving factor for you to do a task. So what you should have is that the zeal to do should come from within. So for that, what we can do is, you can check out for driving factors, where suppose I'm writing a CAT exam, and if I get good results, the ultimate result is I'll be called for a personal interview, and if I crack that too, I'll be getting an MBA placement in good college. So to now lastly, to close my speech, what I would like to tell is that once uh, the driving factor is very much important. And suppose if you are in midway, you're being stuck, or due to some mental pleasure, then what you can do is you can see that why you have started. And suppose if you have finished the task which you have planned, then what are the results of it? How would your parents feel? Suppose you are starting an e-commerce business in India, and you can see about how what happens once a sales revenue cross say 10 lakhs. So you can have some positivity in yourself and go ahead. So this is my speech right now, and I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Vamsi Gupta, for giving your views. And what he says, that the zeal is required. Yes, the fire in the belly is required. I always think that that next day, every 24 hours, or the every day which is coming, you have a challenging thing. But the challenge doesn't mean that you are going to be code off by that. No, you have to accept it. You have to plan it. How to plan the time management for the next day? What are the challenges? And as earlier I have read the report, which clearly says that all the cumbersome jobs take early, whatsoever the things, and then you will enjoy as the day passes. But for that you have to plan. But generally what happens, according to Mr. Vamsi Gupta, that we just plan for the future. We will start after 1 week or 10 days or next month. That will kill your zeal. So once, if you want, really you want good time management, take whatsoever is coming, take it, give the priority to that. Once you will cross that, definitely you will enjoy the day very nicely. And then the next day again, the same way, if you will plan, it will be beneficial. Thank you very much, Mr. Vamsi Gupta, for giving your views. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and he is Mr. Roy V. Saldhana. Yes, yeah, Mr. Roy, yes, we can hear you. You have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati, as well as earlier youth guest. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Mr. Roy V. Saldhana, please.
Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. I am Roy Saldana, and I'm a student of class 8 and representing St. Teresa School, Mangalore. I am privileged to speak a few words about the role of youth in time management. Time flies over us, but it leaves its experience over time, leaves a trail behind us in our mind, filling it with good or bad memories. These experiences have significant consequences on the activities we take up in the near future. If only I had more. We have all thought like this at one point in our student life. The fact is that time waits for no one, and everyone in the world is blessed uniformly with 24 hours a day. The youth of today live in a world that is far more complicated, stressful, and fast moving than the world their parents as youth have experienced. And when it comes to staying focused on a task, they are at a whole new level of difficulty as they now have more distractions in their lives than ever before in human history. I don't think it would be an exaggeration to say that we presently live in the age of distraction. So, what exactly is time management and why is it an important life skill to be mastered at a very young age? Time management is nothing but ensuring that you have complete control of your time and that you are allocating it effectively so that you can get everything done that you need to get done, but also get done the things you wanted to get done. Time management is important because one, time is limited, time is scarce, time keeps us on track, time spent efficiently gives satisfaction, and time is spent usefully is gives time for relaxation. Youth is an important stage in everyone's life. It can make or break the career ahead. The present generation youth are busy all day, and time management is one of their priority work. Hence, effective time management allows youth to complete more in less time because of focused attention. Furthermore, by using time efficiently, it reduces stress as we tick off items from our to-do list. It also provides a sense of achievement from fulfilling goals. Finally, it provides us that extra time to spend with other personal pursuits or hobbies once goals are accomplished. Now let's view these leads to lower quality of work. I would like to quote a few real life examples from around the world of the present generation who are good role models for the youth who have effectively used time management in achieving their goals. Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani youth activist, was propagating girl child liberty and girl education, was shot at by the radical Talibans. After being shot, within just 9 months, she did not waste any more time but rose to the occasion and gave a speech to the world leaders at the UN on her 16th birthday. She highlighted a focus on education and women's rights, urging the world leaders to change their policies. Now, her campaign has started to achieve positive results in many countries towards girl child rights and their education. Greta Thunberg, an autism patient and a Swedish youth activist, when at the young age of 8, she realized her cause of disease was due to environmental degradation. Without wasting much time, she started her campaign towards a cleaner environment. Seeking to make greater impact, Thunberg attempted to spur lawmakers into addressing climate change and preserving the world. Her campaign has attracted thousands of youth around the world, including many world leaders at the Paris Climate Summit, to support the cause for a cleaner Earth. The above two real life examples stand in contrast to those youth who spend their time and resources in wasteful activities. For example, the youth who indulge their time and resources towards violence and crime and end up serving their most productive time of their lifespan in court sentences. It is rightly said, time and tide waits for no one, and an individual youth should understand the value of time for him or her to succeed in all aspects of life. Youth who waste time are the ones who fail to create an identity of their own. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate that though time management does not solve our problems, it reveals them to us and provides a structure to implement and monitor solutions to those problems. How we use the amount of time we have at our hands makes all the difference to our lifestyle and attitudes. And most importantly, whilst I conclude, we must certainly take time out to think, for it is the source of strength, to play, for it is the secret of youth, to love, for it is the joy of life, and to dream, for it will carry us to the stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy Saldana, for giving your views. Only thing is that you have mentioned about that the youth are in the very difficult time, which was not faced by the earlier generation. yes, right now, because the youth have lots of expectations which were not there earlier time, because the social media was not there in the earlier generation time. And once you have a social media, the youth have so much expectation that he or she always wants to see what messages they have received, any calls are not there, and whatnot. So the time management is a problem for the youth. Still, if youth plan properly, that if I am going to study for 2 hours, I am not going to take any call, unnecessary call, or any messages, because if any emergency, then definitely the call will come, one number will be flashed and one can see. But if they will always try to see what is happening, what message has come, then it will be a diversion, and that's why the youth time management fails. So if you want to manage your time, you must concentrate, make a time management in the morning, that if you are 2 hours for the play, or for studies, or for the work, that should be there, and then you have a plenty of time when you will be sending the messages. Fix that time also, and then you can utilize that time. Thank you very much, Mr. Roy Saldana, for giving your views. Only problem is that your net is weak, so please tell your institution that whenever the next time a student or anyone is coming on program, they must be provided proper net, so that your voice can be heard nicely all over the world. Thank you very much, Mr. Roy. So I would like to invite my next youth guest, and she is Miss Soumya Nath P. Miss Soumya, you have heard? Yes, keep it
Hello,
like
am I
this only.
audible?
Yes, audible. You have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati, as earlier youth guest. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Miss Soumya Nath, please.
Hello,
Yes, please go ahead.
thank you. Time is a gift that most of us tend to waste. Good morning, everyone. I am Soumya, a BSc Statistics graduate from Osmania University, Hyderabad, currently with Amazon. Let me just paraphrase what time management is. It is the art of doing everything you need in a day without being stressed. It is easier said than done. Time management is proven to be successful to many parts of youth, leaders, entrepreneurs, small businessmen, in order to maintain their work-life balance. The benefits of time management are endless once we start using all the skills of time management and learn how to use our time effectively. The way we use our time defines who we are. Time management is very important for you. It helps them in prioritize tasks, improve their productivity, lower our stress levels in order to plan our day effectively and take on big opportunities. Youth is the backbone of our nation. Youth is that category of citizens which has the ability to make or break the future of our society. But some part of this category is now being distracted from reaching their goal. The distractions include unnecessary negativity through social media, excessive gaming, depression, anxiety, peer pressure, academic problems, cyber addiction, etc. But these problems can be easily be eliminated through effective time management practices. So these practices involve maintaining a time audit, setting specific time limits for each and every task, and maintaining a to-do list as told by Arundhati ma'am, and most importantly, setting an inspiration. Thank you. So I would like to continue from where I
Yes,
was lost.
go ahead.
Yes, sir. So some of the time management practices include the to-do list and maintaining a time audit and allotting specific time for specific tasks that we need to complete. And most importantly, set an inspiration. So at this point of time, I would like to share one of my personal experiences on how I use time management effectively in my own life. So there was this time during the lockdown that we did not have any clarity about when our undergraduate exams would be held. So at that point, I have decided to take up my education, I mean studies for competitive exams used for post-graduation, like CAT and GMAT. So, however, After 5 months, the undergraduate exams were declared all of a sudden without any prior notice. So now I had to study and prepare for all the 8 subjects within just a week. And this time I have used my time management skills by effectively dividing time slot for each and every topic. And within a week, I was entirely prepared for my exams and I've appeared for them. And here I am, I'm the topper of my batch. So this is how I use time management effectively in my undergraduation, and I hope to continue the same in my further studies as well. I hereby conclude by saying that using effective time management skills is the key to unleash a youth's true potential. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Soumya. What Ms. Soumya has said is that because of the social media pressure, peer pressure, etc., the time management is difficult for the youth, but one has to do it. Yes, if youth will plan and they play a very important role for the time management, because if you decide that you have to spend this much time only in the social media every day, then you can plan accordingly for your other activities which are very, very important, and then definitely that pressure will not be there. Thank you very much, Mr. Soumya. Although there are lots of disturbance due to the net problem, I can now see, thank you very much, Ms. Soumya. I can now see Ms. Firdaus Banu again on the screen. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, yes. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Firdaus, student of St. Agnes. So I am here on very interesting and important topic, that is role on youth in time management. So the first question arises, what exactly time management is? So that according to me, and the time management is basically a strategy where it takes your available time and also controlling your some amount of time where you can spend on specific tasks, and also you can work more efficiently. So this effective time management, especially what happens is it brings you many good opportunities in your career, and it also comes to some people than to others. So I really want to give you one example. Like it can suffer and it can lead to many problems. Like it cannot it cannot produce better work, and also there are many missing deadlines. That are also increasing your stress levels. It also runs your work-life balance, and also it harms your professional reputation. So before that, I want to say many benefits and also importance of time management. But before that, another question arises: why is time management is important? Why it is so important in our life and in our career? So the time management basically it's important because it helps you to control your workday, where you can build your own business without compromising your work and also your life balance. So here are some are benefits that you can get after following your time management. So the first is time management helps you to improve your performance, and it's like when you learn to block your time out, so your important task, then you will have a better idea about everything that you need to accomplish in your life, and also how long each task takes. You will be having idea about it too. So and it also helps you to focus on your important and essential tasks that you're going to do in future or that you're doing right now, and also it avoids the time the time that you're consuming and a lots of distractions. So there is another is it helps you to produce a better work and also deliver work on time, which is really very important in your life. And as man said that we are ready to do lots of hard work. We are already like we can sit till late night, we can study, we can do job, but we don't have a proper time to manage. We can do whenever we want. We can finish our work in 5 hours. We can finish in like 15 hours, but we don't have to time to manage properly. So the next is it reduce time. When you follow the time management, it reduces stress too. So it is easy to become unconscious when you're having a list full of work to accomplish. So for both, for work and also in your professional life. So it helps you to know exactly what you need to do and at what time your work will get finished. And the next is, according to me, I think it's very important because time management really improves the career opportunity. So when you're following this time management skill, when you develop the skill, you will become a more reliable employee where you will submit a high quality of work and before due dates. This is what very important. And also in return, you will become very valuable and confident as a worker, and it improves your professional reputation, and which helps you to expand your career in your career opportunities. It really helps you to expand the career opportunities. And the next thing is boost your confidence to make you more,
Please be
to give
brief.
you more chances, and also it helps you to, which helps you to become more efficient. So at last, I just wanted to give some basic time management, that is a plan ahead. Like as already ma'am said that we have to plan for our time management, like whatever you wanted to do in future or in your coming days, you plan it before you do. The next is you can eliminate distraction, like using browsing internet.
Please conclude.
Okay, sir. Eliminate your distractions, and also one of my important and best basic is reward yourself when you do a good job, a good work. It's really an important one. So I will finish my speech with a conclusion. That is, today's youth faces a lot of inanxiety and spends a lot of time online for study, work, and many other needs like shopping and gaming. So we are entangled in World Wide Web.
Okay,
and
thank
we
you,
must
Ms.
be
Firdaus. We can't
careful.
see you. Your net is weak. You have made your point. Thank you very much. Next time, whenever you are joining any of such type of conferences, you should have the net also proper. As you want to do the time management, the net management is also very much required so that your views can reach properly and in proper time frame. Thank you very much, Ms. Firdaus, for giving your
Thank you,
views.
sir.
And now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and she is Ms. Taslima Saeed. Ms. Taslima Saeed, please unmute yourself. You have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati, and you have also heard the other earlier youth guest.
Yes, sir.
We would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Ms. Taslima Saeed, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Taslima Saeed, and I am studying third year degree BA in University College, Mangalore. As stated by Henry David, it's not enough to be busy. So are the ants. The question is, what are we busy about? Countless books have been written on prioritization and time management. Yet, most people often spend time doing things that are of not of a higher priority. We may think we are making progress simply because we are busy. In fact, business can keep you from accomplishing anything meaningful by giving you a false feeling of accomplishment while stealing your time. As Stephen said, the key is not spending time, but in investing it. To reach our goals and achieve success, we must focus on our priorities, those things that are truly impactful and important to us. We can identify our priorities by answering questions such as what are our values, what are our goals, what are our responsibilities, and what is the impact of the activity. Here, the values are those things that are truly important to us. Values should guide our overall direction in life, and they provide foundational context for our goals and priorities. Our responsibilities also influence our priorities. My responsibility as a student is to attend the classes and to complete assignments, etc. An employee has his own responsibility, such as going to work, working well with other colleagues, and to be productive for the society. Our responsibilities to our family can have tremendous changes effect on our priorities. Finally, to be successful over the long haul, our priorities must be impactful and have a lasting value. As we focus on priorities, shouldn't lose sight of our priorities when bombarded with other people's priorities. Here I'm not saying that you shouldn't help anyone or help. In fact, helping should be a priority itself. But what I'm trying to say is that, for example, if you have a major examination in the morning and your roommate wants to talk to you about her new ornaments tonight, it would be wise that you suggest her that you talk to me after my examination. In other words, prioritize your need to study over her priority of talking about ornaments. Many people struggle to recognize the difference between the importance and urgency. The question is, if you have an urgent activity and an important activity, if you have an urgent activity and an important activity, on which first you would work out first? The answer for such situation is you need to work on the what is most important activity. And one should remember that urgent issues are not necessarily important issues. How do you know if you are not managing your time effectively? Here are a few questions to consider. Do you think you should have done better on a task or project if you would have had more time? Do you think consistency miss deadlines? Do you consistently ask for extra time to get your work done? Do you have to rush at the last minute to get your work done? If one has answered as yes to any of these questions, then he should could improve his time managing skills. Few steps to manage time and stay focused on our priorities that I would suggest is that outline the steps that are needed, estimate the time required for each step, determine the deadlines for each step, stay focused on your plan to meet the deadlines. To conclude, the time management can be a difficult habit and skill to pick up, but it is essential for students and youth to live a happy and successful life. In other words, the main purpose of learning and practicing the time management skill is to enhance and improve the overall quality of our life. In the other words, I would like to conclude in the words of Mother Teresa: yesterday is gone, tomorrow hasn't yet come. We have only today. Let us begin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Taslima, for giving your views about the time management. And you rightly said that if you are working somewhere, you have to plan your time management. And what our chief guest has mentioned initially was that if you are working somewhere, think that you are working in your own organization. If you are working as that 10 to 5 job, then your output will not be that much. But if you consider that this is your own organization, then one can very well manage the time and the productivity will be more. Even in the Bible, it is written, if you are serving someone, you are not serving, you are serving him, the Lord. So basically, if you have this feeling in yourself that you are serving the Lord, if you are working anywhere, then definitely the productivity will be more and you will be able to do your time management properly. Thank you very much, Ms. Taslima, for giving your views. Now I am inviting my last youth guest, and she is Ms. Teja Kishore. Ms. Kishore, you have heard our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati, as well as earlier youth guest. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in time management. Ms. Teja Kishore, please.
Namaste. I'm Teja Kishore. I'm a grade 12 humanities student from Kulapati Munshi Bhavan's Vidya Mandir, Thrissur, Kerala. So it is rightly said, time and tide wait for none. One should understand the value of time for him to succeed in all aspects of life. People who waste time are the ones who fail to create their own identity. So, time management refers to making the best use of time, as time is always limited and precious. In fact, preciously precious. Just ask yourself which activity is more important and how much time should be allocated to do the same. Know which work should be done earlier and which can be done a little later. Time management plays a very important role not only in organizations, but also in our personal lives. Effective planning, setting a goal, and setting deadlines are some of the good ways to manage time. Young people these days have this problem of procrastination. They just have this tendency to do things later, but end up doing nothing. So learning effective time management helps the students and youngsters in many ways. there is a development of sense of responsibility. Each and every one of us have 24 hours in a day, but some of us use the time more effectively and usefully than others. This is possible only due to time management skills. So do not procrastinate your jobs, because once you have this habit as a child, you will retain the same as an adult. So coming back to our topic of time management, as ma'am said, keeping a to-do list is a very good thing. So keep a to-do list in which high priority things should come first, and it is a very good way to manage our time. Working without goals and targets would be similar to a situation where the captain of the ship loses his way in the sea. So set targets for yourself and make sure they are realistic ones and achievable. So work done at the wrong time is not of much use. Do the right work at a right time. We should know the difference between the important work and the urgent work, as the previous speaker said. So also keep some time separate for your personal calls or checking updates on social media. And because after all, human beings are not machines. So for time management to be effective, one should be organized and focused. You have many things to be done in life today, tomorrow, and in future. I would like to conclude by saying that all the things to be done tomorrow, do it today. And what you have to do today, do it now itself. When this is done, success will come to you. Thank you, Dr. Arundhati Govind Huskari, for providing us all with worthy information on time management. And also thanking you, Lal Goyal sir, and your team for giving me an opportunity to speak over here for the second time. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Teja Kishore, for giving your views. And you rightly said that one must pinpoint and concentrate on that. Then the time management will be there. Like you are a student, so the student should first prioritize, their priority is to study. Yes, you should have your personal time where you can spend time on social media or sports or watching television, etc., etc. But first priority is the education. So if the youth decide that, okay, out of this 24 hours, this much time we have to sleep and this much time we will give for the studies and this much will be for our personal time, then definitely the success will be there, as many of you youth only taught us today. Thank you very much, Ms. Teja Kishore, for giving your views. Now I would like to go back to our chief guest, Dr. Arundhati. Dr. Arundhati, you have heard all the youth guests, although there were disturbances because of the net, which is not under their control, but still they try to put up their views, and they are very vibrant views. Now we would like to know from you, you have 5 minutes to maximum, you can speak about what you found about today's media conference, that role of youth in time management. Dr. Arundhati, please.
Thank you very much. Actually, I heard every speaker and I made my little bit notes also on my phone. Actually, Mr. Vamsi Gupta spoke about driving force. See, pursuing IPS and IAS, whether you will become an officer or not, but you will learn a lot of values in life, that I can vouch for. So he spoke certain valid points rightly. And then Latesh spoke about concern for procrastination. Latesh was on an emotional domain when he spoke. He is really concerned about the situation in India, the young country in India, and the youth in India. That is good. And then I think Master Roy is the youngest guest in today's show. I think he's in grade 8. And time waits for no one, he said. And he also said a kind of age of distraction. That's very true. When we were growing up, to fight with our siblings or to compete with our siblings, we had only books and newspapers. Who will read the first newspaper? Who will grab the magazine first? And who will read what book? Our show off was showing off. Oh, I read this book, I read that book, and telling the gist. But today the kids are talking about so many things, and gaming has taken over. So a lot of distractions are there. That's very nice. And Soumya spoke about gaming. I'm happy. Just yesterday, I conducted a webinar on cyber crime, but I couldn't explain much about gaming because the focus was on social media. Yes, you are right, Soumya. The gaming has really taken over, and it is distracting not just the youth, even old, senior citizens and young people, and everybody is victim of that. And now for cyber frauds, retired people and senior people are the softest targets, I would say, along with the children, because they can be easily fooled. That's what the fraudsters think. Thank you for bringing up. And Firdaus spoke about importance of time management and why we should do and how we should do. Taslima spoke about prioritizing and values and how yesterday is dead. Actually, yesterday is dead. This saying is originally given by Shakespeare. Yesterday is dead, tomorrow is unborn. So, my Lord, today is the present moment, and it is a present of life. That means it's a present. The word present also is a gift. So, today is a gift of life. Later on, so many thinkers and revolutionaries, everyone has used it, but it was originally, this phrase was coined by Shakespeare. And Teja Kishore spoke about the planning and goal setting. Now, when I hear all these speakers, it means all of you represent a youth community. It's not in isolation, right? So somewhere all of you are aware of the problems, of the importance of time, and what you can benefit out of that. But what is the missing jigsaw puzzle is you need to practice it. Because I can fetch a lot of information, I can understand. Knowledge is different, application of knowledge is another thing. When you practice something, that authenticity comes. Like, when you're doing it daily, what you've got to prepare, you don't have to refer to any notes. You can just, go on talking. So everyone, I understand you're concerned for the country, you're concerned from the youth, but who is the country? We are the country. Who is youth? We are the youth. You are representatives. So each and every one of us, if we start managing our time well, or whatever philosophy we believe in, and try to spread it in your near and dear circle, to change the country, you don't have to become a prime minister or a president or go in the open and talk about it. You don't have to. Manage yourself well, manage your near and dear ones, your youngsters and your kids or your parents. Everywhere, if you manage like this, if I convey this message to everyone today, if you learn to manage yourself and your family and your dear and near ones, country will be automatically a different thing. And everything in this, every situation can be managed. So all my dear youth, you were fantastic, you were fabulous. But right now it is time for you to translate all your thoughts, all your knowledge into action and then make it meaningful, whether it is time management, whether it is stress management, or in general, I would call life management. And thank you, Mr. Lalgoel, for inviting me over. And it's always a pleasure to come on this platform. And what I would say about Mr. Goel, he speaks, his wisdom comes from all the experience, what he has gone. He's always fabulous. Thank you so much for inviting. And I come.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arundhati, for giving again inspirational and motivational thoughts of you. And I am sure that because of your presence today, our show has got that type of feeling, and those viewers who are watching the show, they might be very much enlightened today and enriched in their knowledge. And those, I can see in the eyes of the youth who are attending, how they are appreciating and admiring you. This shows that what is required, and what today our chief guest has mentioned about the time management. If you will be doing the time management, the day will come that when you will be inviting me as a very, very old person at that time, if I would am alive, definitely I will feel more proud that, okay, our show has given that much leverage. Thank you very much. And today's show, which has been live telecast by the V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon se Samvad Sarokar News, as well it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day a new topic. And tomorrow, media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 a.m. The topic is importance of education. And the panelists are Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, former visiting professor, IIM Lucknow and University of Texas, Dallas, USA. Professor Dr. Mohanlal Agrawal, President, Indo-Gulf Marketing Association, Dubai, former professor of Marketing Innovations and Management, IIM Lucknow, XLRI Jamshedpur and California State University, USA. Mr. Pawan Kumar Mishra, renowned author, transpersonal coach, mentor, practicing Vedic astrologer and Vastu consultant Rishikesh and Noida, Dr. Ruxana Hassan, renowned psychologist, trainer, coach, motivational speaker, special educator for early childhood education and development, Mangalore, Dr. Manisha Bose, lecturer, Assumption University, corporate trainer, Bangkok, Thailand. So please do join us tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goyal at 10:30 a.m. Thank you very much, Dr. Arundhati, for joining and giving your such a motivational, inspirational thoughts. And thank you all the youth guests. You have also contributed and given very, very thought-provoking and thoughts, and which shows very clearly that India's future is very much safe when we have such type of youth in our country. Thank you all the viewers for watching our show, and I'm sure today's program has enriched and enlightened you all. Thank you very much.